Hello everyone, it's just Miko here today, and welcome to another Polybag Monday. Today we're taking a look at the LEGO Ninjago Legacy Combo Charger set 30536. It has 71 pieces, which is pretty good for a polybag, I'd say. And you get two different builds out of this one, so I'm going to build both in this video. You can see X1 Charger and the Kai Fighter, so we'll see which one's the best, and yeah, let's get into this. So the first build here is the X1 Ninja Charger, and overall I think they did a good job replicating it in a smaller scale. I'm not sure if this is modeled more after the Legacy version that we received in 2021, or if it's modeled after the original rebooted one. But either way, it does resemble the X1 Charger to a decent capacity. I feel like looking at it, you can tell what it is, if you're a Ninjago fan at least. I really like this engine piece in gunmetal gray here. It's kind of awkward to just have a giant engine in the back, but just that piece in that color is pretty cool. And overall, the shaping seems pretty good. The front is not great. The bumper sticks out kind of awkwardly, but that's not really a big deal. What I don't like is the windshield area with these gold pieces here. I think that looks a little awkward, and then there's like this empty space on each side of the windshield, and I think that looks really bad. Obviously going back it angles upward, and that looks fine, but just this space here I wish they would have covered up a bit or something, because I really do not like the way that part looks. There's a pretty big spoiler in the back, maybe bigger than it should have been. It's not a terrible design. I wouldn't say it's like the greatest thing ever, but they did also need to make some sacrifices, I'm sure, so they could fit two different builds into this. But overall, I do think this is a fine build, and if you're just getting like this build for $5, that would be perfectly okay, but you get two builds, which is even better, so let's build the next one. So here is the Kai Fighter now built. They did a really good job with the parts in this set because you use the exact same parts for both builds except for the axles and the wheels for the X1 Charger. Other than that, the only extras you get are the ones you'd normally get with any set, so they did a really good job with that. The Kai Fighter itself, I think, is a really clean build. I think they really pulled it off in the small scale with what they had here. I especially like the front area because it's really smooth, and I like the use of the swords up front. The windshield looks nice. It does have more of this like yellow-orange piece, which is reminiscent of the full-size Legacy version, and not so much of the actual original one. Not that that's a problem, just interesting to note. The one thing that does bother me about this a little bit is these gold pieces here, because they represent nothing as far as I can tell. Like, maybe the flick-fire missiles from the original Kai Fighter set, but even that's like a bit of a stretch, so I really have no clue why those gold pieces were in the set at all, because They didn't look good on the X1 charger, and they're just kind of thrown in here. Still not necessarily a bad look, just kind of random. And the engine piece, again, is kind of a weird piece to throw into a set like this. But it really doesn't look that bad, I don't think. It doesn't take away from the build much. The wings in the back look pretty nice. They have lots of black, which is accurate to both of the bigger counterparts. Then there's also this in the back, which looks nice. And the wings do move just like the actual set does. They have the gold hooks to stop them here. Sadly, there's nothing to stop them the other way, so there's no like clear positioning here. I prefer to do something like that. I think looks pretty good. Overall, I really think they pulled off this build, and I definitely think it's the better of the two in the Polybag. And that's my review on the combo charger, so I would recommend this one to an extent here. I do like the builds. I think you're getting two quality builds here, especially the Kai Fighter. I would definitely recommend going with this one, but of course that's more of a personal preference thing. However, there's really not much you can do with this. I mean, you can rebuild it, which is nice, but at the end of the day, it's just a micro-scale build, so it's nothing too special, I'd say. Nothing like that you absolutely have to have. But I don't think you'll be disappointed if you get it, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in another one.